Okay. Can y'all hear me good? All right. So life without education. My name is James Thurston. I'm majoring in criminal justice. I'm 32, and I've been through quite a bit to get where I'm at. So I'm going to kind of show y'all what I went through life without education, what it was like when I was 19, 20 years old. First off, I dropped out of 8th grade. I was an AP honor roll student. I signed up for honors classes for freshmen, but due to bullying, I was bullied just over and over and over, so I finally got tired of just sitting on building school, so I dropped out. 10 days before my 18th birthday, I was in a head-on collision that left me with 2 bones broken in my right leg, and I was in a full leg cast for 3 months and a walking boot for another 3. If it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't be here where I'm at now. It kind of lit a fire under my belt a little bit, and it forced me to go ahead and try to get my GED. So I took my GED the first week of May 2001, and I didn't pass. And I ended up having to do GED classes, of course, because a lot of it was 8th grade, and I didn't finish it. So I ended up passing it in June of 2001. It took me about 2 weeks of classes to get where I needed to be. I was married at a young age. I was 20 years old. My wife was 18. She was 7 days after her 18th birthday. We wanted this whole happy life, you know, marriage is fancy fairy tale. So, but because we had no education, we weren't financially stable, we got to get married at the courthouse. Now, here's the great part, is financial ruin. So, we were both young. I grew up with not a whole lot, and I wanted all nice things. I wanted to be materialistic, so I was making $10 an hour working for Walmart. She was making $7. Of course, we had a little bit of good credit, so everybody wants to give you everything when you have good credit. So we had bought a house, credit cards, we had 2 new cars, and so with all that, we had so much debt we couldn't afford it because we were only making $17 an hour if you figure it out, but they didn't care because you had okay credit, so they give it to you. At the age of 25, I actually had to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but it's not pretty. It's not something you want to do at a young age, or ever. Part of that was because of medical bills, and this is my next part. My firstborn daughter was born with CDH. She, her second day of life, she had a major surgery. She only had 25% chance of survival. It gets to me still, so. But, you know, being 22 and having to go through this, and my wife being 20, it wasn't good, you know. Today, she's 10 years old. She's an A honor roll student. She's in 5th grade. She's happy and healthy. But because of her having the medical conditions, my wife had to do her degree online. So she got her associate's degree online. Of course, I didn't ask her how much it was. I wasn't thinking. I was like, okay, good for you, yay. Well, by the time we had our second child on the way, she was working a full-time job, and she wanted to get her bachelor's because her dream was to be a teacher. So I found this out probably a year ago, because I was like, let's pull up our credit and see where we're at. Well, turns out the University of Phoenix is $60,000 for a 4-year degree. And it's actually more than that now, because now it's like $430 a credit hour. So you pay for that convenience, but we had no choice at the time because my daughter had medical problems, so you know, we had to rush her back and forth to the hospital several times, and she's actually had to have 2 surgeries. She had to have another one when she was 4. We almost lost her when she was 4. My work life has been retail. It was the only option for me because I had no education. I was constantly changing companies because I'd have somebody call me, hey, I'm a manager now, come work for me and I'll pay you. So I was chasing the money. But you know, I've been chasing all this, and I was never fulfilled. Trying to find that happiness. Like, oh, I'll find somewhere, you know, $19 an hour, I'll be fine with that, but I never was. So then I did my first year online with Phoenix, which is $10,500 for an associate. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put us through that debt. So I was elected to come to Weatherford because I was like, man, I'm 32 years old. How am I going to fit in? You know, it's the younger crowd. I've been in school 16, 17 years. I've been bullied before, so it's like, how's this going to play out? So finally I had my sister-in-law, she convinced me, hey, you need to go back to school. So here I am in Weatherford. I have a full-time job. I'm a full-time dad and husband. My hours are pretty crazy, so Mondays and Wednesdays I'm off for work, but I'm in school all day. Tuesdays and Thursdays I get up at 2 a.m., so I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning. I'm pretty tired, but I have to do it because I have 3 kids to take care of. This is what could have been. You know, if I would have went to school when I was supposed to, and my wife, we could have went to school together and been supportive, you know, but we chose the materialistic things. We wanted the stuff right then and there. I'd be on the job for probably 10 years by now after graduating. I'd have higher pay. I'd be retired at a younger age. I'd have savings. I'd have insurance and probably college for my kids already saved up. Right now, I'm just now starting to get all this because I've returned to school. This is my inspiration. This is Vanessa Pena. She's my future sister-in-law. She graduated this past spring. She had some struggles, and the reason I bring her up is because there's going to be things that come on through your life, and you have to keep your head up, and you have to continue. You can't just drop out of college. You have to just keep going. Her dad had cancer. He went into remission summer of 2014. Last fall, the cancer came back. She drove back and forth to Houston while she worked full-time and went full-time school. Her dad was only interested in her homework. He'd be laying in bed sick, and she'd be sitting there, and he'd get up and say, "Hey, you did your homework?" "I ain't got no homework, Dad." And she said he would go back to sleep, wake up, and ask her the same thing. That's all he was concerned about. Well, with her, he passed away in the middle of fall finals. So she ended up having to take an eye for incomplete until spring to get to where she could go take care of her mom and mourn a little bit. So she comes back in spring and does all her finals from fall, goes through her spring classes and graduates. You know, of course she put the "I did it, Dad" on her hat because that was what he wanted. And she wanted that for herself. So, you know, now she's kind of mourning a little bit, and she's going to go back in January to get her bachelor's, but she just needed some time off to kind of see what happened and take care of her mom. My conclusion is set goals, do it for you. You know, your parents might say, "Hey, you need to go to school." They're just trying to keep you from making the mistakes that they made or other people made, like myself. Make smart career choices and have a backup plan. You can pick a career and it may not work out, but you need to have something that degree will play off of something else just in case that choice you pick didn't work out for you. Think of your future. Think of your kids, your spouse. You know, if you have an education, more than likely they're going to be taken care of. If not, you're probably going to have some struggles. Encourage others. That one's a lot to me because, you know, I was walking one day and I heard a younger person say, "Oh, there's this old person in my class, and I can't believe it." I'm one of them older people, and sometimes we need that encouragement. You know, I know to me I'm older, but you know we still need encouragement to get through because we haven't been in school 15, 16, 17 years, and we're getting frustrated because the way they teach now is different than what we learned. So we need that. But not only that, encourage the other people too. There's other people that need it. You know, be there for them. Offer them the help because there's always going to be smarter kids, smarter people, but use that to help the others that need it. Never give up. I wanted to give up the other day in math. Trust me, I was done. But I was like, no, I can't do that because what am I showing my kids? You know. Finally, it's yours to lose or gain. Knowledge is power. And here's the thing: is you either work hard now or you work hard for the rest of your life. It's your choice. And I chose to work hard for a long time, and I was like, you know what, I'm tired of breaking my back. I need to do something. And it's taken me to 32 years old to realize, you know what, I just need to suck it up and go back to school and do what's right. And not only that, but I need my kids to understand that college is important. So I'll leave you all with that.